Have you ever wondered how the United States really gained our independence? The United States formed as the original 13 colonies. These were Great Britain's form of colonies. A colony is when one country takes over another in an effort to gain money. This is exactly what the British did. Using imperialism, taking over another country, the British created the 13 colonies. However, it was not until the Revolutionary War where the United States really gained its independence versus Great Britain. The idea was to try to gain independence from the king. One of the greatest generals, George Washington, became our first president. On his way out of the office, he decided to write a farewell address. In 1796, he wrote his farewell address, which was published in the Independent Chronicle as seen here on September 26th. In it, he discussed how the United States should never stoop to the level that the British had done to us, meaning we should stay out of foreign affairs. He addressed his men, and so it was said this was Washington's farewell address. In the mid-1800s, the United States decided to go west in search for gold. This was called the Gold Rush. The building of the Transcontinental Railroad was in an effort to try to bring the railroad from the east, which was thriving, to the west, which was becoming more and more of what they would call boomtowns. Boomtowns were found in areas that were used for mining. However, the Transcontinental Railroad did not connect until 1896 at the Promontory Point, Utah. In this reenactment, you see the golden spike being driven in during the ceremony. Little did we realize what the effect was on the other populations living in the Great Plains. The photo in front of you is called the Trail of Tears. It is a famous painting showing the drive westward of all the Native Americans that the Americans moved. They were put into areas called reservations. Congress actually passed an act which showed and told everybody that what they did was legal. It legalized putting Native Americans on areas called reservations. This was seen as extreme imperialism, something we had learned from our British counterparts. However, in order to make sure that people understood how bad the Native Americans were, we put out propaganda. This is an example of propaganda where a Native American boy is shooting an arrow at young settlers. This was shown, for example, in newspapers to try and bring other people against the Native Americans. Once we were done with the Native Americans and tasted the blood of the buffalo that we slaughtered, we decided to try to go and expand for our own industries. We took Hawaii, or we annexed Hawaii, by taking over or imperializing the nation. The nation was originally owned and operated by Spanish and by the Asians. And as a result, we took for our own purpose, harvesting sugar, as well as pineapples. Dole became American territory, which took over every single area of Hawaii and eventually did slaughter a lot of the inhabitants. However, we were not done then. We decided we still needed to imperialize further. And this time we went north. The United States purchased Alaska from Russia in 1867 for $7.2 million, looking simply for oil. The man in the picture standing by the globe is called William Seward. He was the person in charge of trying to purchase or annex Alaska. However, when he brought the idea back to the America, they said that it was a joke. This is called Seward's folly. Eventually, Seward got the last laugh, realizing how much oil and how much money we can get from Alaska. Of course, we still do drill for black gold or oil today. However, what we've done and what we've learned is a true testament to what we've been taught by our British counterparts. I'm Mr. Stromwasser, and I hope you enjoy learning about America as an imperialist.